Hello, Miami. This is 305 Sports Now, your whole podcast and channel for all things Miami sports related. I am Will, and we are live here on YouTube as I just got home from watching, being live at RedHawks Stadium and watching the Miami Hurricanes just basically prove that they are the real Miami, all right, in the United States as they crush the Miami, Ohio RedHawks by a score of 38-3. And it was just a fantastic game. I do have some things I do want to say, as far as that goes, in referencing the game, but it was a fantastic game. Feel free to leave comments. Feel free to tell me what you guys thought of the game itself. I will say it was a good all-around game for the entire team, the Miami Hurricanes. This was a team last year that we'd be scared to face because of what happened with Middle Tennessee State. But the Miami Hurricanes were able to pretty much take care of business. And to me, the defense looked great, all right? The defense looked great, and the offensive line looked big, and they looked absolutely nasty as well. As basically they had over 200 yards rushing, did the running game as well. And Mark Fletcher, we just saw how good he was as Mark Fletcher with 9 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown. And it was especially nice at the end of the game to see Don Chaney Jr., yes, Don Chaney Jr., have a nice 20-yard touchdown run, which he ran very, very strongly and very violently, as well. The defense got a couple sacks in the game. It was constant pressure. Even though it was only 2 sacks, it was constant pressure whenever Brett Gabbert dropped back. It seemed like there was a guy in his face. There was a guy always pressuring him as well. Special teams was very solid as well, throughout the game, as well. It was a wet night. It was a muggy night, it felt, as well, over at the Rock. So it was just a fun game overall. It was great to see, the team just come out there. It was great to see the fan atmosphere. My goodness, it was just great to have football. I enjoyed the fact that we had football. Lance Dawson, Shannon Dawson was a kid when talking about running back by committee. The running back by committee was absolutely stellar. All running backs that participated in the game, had very good performances, all together. The only one that really get in the end zone was A.J. Allen, but he looked very good as well, when he was given opportunities to play. Harry Parrish had a great run, a great touchdown run, where he basically just broke the ankles. When I was at the game, I was like, where are the ankles? Where are the ankles? He just broke the guy's ankles and was able to get in the end zone. Again, Mark Fletcher as well. By a lead block by Inez Cooper, where he just was the pull guard and he just obliterates, his opponent, drops the defender down, and Mark Fletcher's able to get into the end zone. We're able to see exactly what the hype about this freshman really is. Mark Fletcher is going to be a stud, but it's going to be if this continues, a great year for running backs for the Miami Hurricanes. My voice was hoarse coming back. I am so tired. I really am. But I'm here. I wanted to go live as well. Greg, yes, absolutely. The defense got me extremely excited as well. The linebacker play was Francisco Mauigoa is the real deal, right? That guy is an absolute thumper, great at stopping the run, very smart, was able to, pretty much adjust the plays. And also, not only that, also the DBs, not the DBs, I'm sorry, the defensive ends, when they had to have contain as well, when they were practicing contain, they did their jobs. They were able to drop back a bit and take out some lanes in terms of potential screen passes. Najee Kelly was really good at that. It was some stellar play as well. It was good to see Corey Couch, who had a very promising freshman year, and has been subpar, throughout his sophomore and junior season, come out and just ball as well. He had a very solid game, for the Canes as well. I mean, it was just, like I said, a good all-around effort. It was nice to see, everybody get involved. It was nice to see, the Brown brothers get into the game. My dog is calling for attention. I have been out for a while, so if you hear thumping in the microphone, it's my dog Loki just trying to get, my attention. Don't worry, buddy. I'm going to walk you soon. Just relax, okay? Just relax, okay? And whatnot. So just to let you guys know, it's just a great game again overall. I do think, as far as the passing game goes, hopefully they kind of held back. I was concerned that we didn't go downfield as much. I did see, as far as the receivers go, a little bit of a lack of separation. TVD did miss, on a couple of occasions. He had Jacoby George was able to beat his man. He missed Jacoby George in the end zone as well. And then, of course, the interception is a little bit too much air under that football. TVD should have put it in a better, should have been able to put it with a bit more zip, a bit more on the rope, and he would be able to get that ball and would not have been intercepted. It allowed the fact that there was so much air on the ball allowed the safety the opportunity to go out there and make a play. And yes, Wes Basaint did have a strong game too. He got a sack in the game. Wesley Basaint, again, good performance as well. Promising last year, showed what he's made of this year. Got bigger as well, right? He's a big guy. Ruben Bain, although he didn't get a sack in the game, he was all over the place, all right? Ruben Bain. And by the way, just to piggyback on what John from Cafecito from Kane said, Ruben Bain is a big dude, all right? He may be a freshman, but he's built like a senior. He is an absolute monster at 6'2", 250 pounds as well. I'm really hoping that next week, though, they do open up the playbook a little bit more on offense, and they're able to open up the playbook and go more vertical downfield, and they're able to pretty much stretch the field a bit more, and the ball gets out quicker as well and more efficiently. But I will say this, as far as the receivers go, no drops, very important. Let's see, Greg, you're on a roll tonight, man. TVD needs to be taught to wire that ball, not float it in. Yeah, I agree with you. He floated in under Rhett he wired it in when Rhett Lashley was the OC. I don't know why he floated that ball the way he did. I mean, the guy was wide open. He could have zipped it a bit more. Should have kept it more on a tightrope than what he did. But yeah, that interception should never happen. The receiver, the safety was given the opportunity to be able to adjust, and that's why he was able to do what he did. But overall, it's a good performance. I'm not going to boo and cry. All right, about just those couple plays. But I do want to see the passing game, go more vertical. Tyler Harrell had one catch for 14 yards. Jacoby George was played very well. Again, Xavier Restrepo with a guy draped all over him, one-handed catch. If you were watching that game, how sick was that? That one-handed grab by Xavier Restrepo. I mean, I was excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad this guy's back. And nice job also TVD on a couple of occasions being able to move away. The offensive line from pressure, the offensive line for the most part, kept TVD's jersey clean. I don't think he was knocked down at all the entire night. They opened up holes. They protected the quarterback. This is a very much improved offensive line. The acquisitions of Matt Lee, Javion Cohen, having an S. Cooper as starting right guard, and having Noah at right tackle was just absolutely a good idea by Mario Cristobal. And see what happens with an S. Cooper when Zion Nelson returns, because Zion Nelson will probably move to left tackle, and that probably means that Jalen Rivers will probably go to the right guard position. Sorry for the bumping of the microphone. So see. All right, any more comments for anybody? Feel free to just jump in and say what you guys want to say. We have an open line. All right, Miami wins 38-3, dominating. All right, absolutely dominating the opposition tonight. No Middle Tennessee State here, guys. No Middle Tennessee State as Miami, Ohio. Which, by the way, if you're going to open up against a team that's not considered a great team at your caliber, this wasn't a bad team to open up against, because they were the top defense in their conference last season. They returned 9 starters, I believe, on that defense. And Miami did have a roster that was completely revamped with 40 new faces, all right? And the freshmen got some run as well. All right, let's see what Greg. Very small complaints, but one other problem TVD is staring down the receiver. It gives DBs more time to adjust. Yeah, he did do that a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. Did a couple times, but not all the time though. He was able to, when he got the ball out on certain occasions, he was able to get the ball quickly, and the defensive backs were able to adjust. The more of the problem wasn't just a staring down, Greg. It was more that he just floated that ball, and that's why the safety was able to adjust. Yeah, he looked at the receiver, but if he would have delivered that ball with a bit more zip, we would have seen the guy never makes that play. But again, I have no complaints from any. That's the only complaint I have. Right, I have no more complaints as far as the goes. I was very impressed with the defense. I think the Texas A&M matchup is going to be very good next week for our offensive line. I do think it's going to be a good test for our line, as it will be facing a very good D-line, a very good pass rush. If you remember, the 2021 class for Texas A&M was the number 1 class in the country, and it was on 247 Sports, the highest composite class at the time for its acquisitions. I'm interested to see Shamar Stewart. Okay, I want to see how he does against our offensive linemen. Okay, so I'm very glad about that. All right. Any more comments from anybody else? I do have a brief announcement before I sign off. Overall, he did very well. Kudos to Emery. Yes, I was glad to see Emery Williams come out there. Okay. We all know that Jacuri has had some trouble, as far as passing the ball goes, in terms of accuracy, and Emery went out there and did what he was supposed to do. Okay. By the way, I have an announcement next week, Wednesday morning. I'll be airing an episode with Chalupa Batman. Chalupa Batman will be on the podcast. All right. I'll be recording the episode Tuesday night, which will be airing Wednesday morning. We'll be talking about this game as well. We'll be talking about Texas A&M, breaking that team down a little bit, and we'll do a little comics talk, right? As we know Chalupa loves his comic books and his anime as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. Thank you for joining me on this live broadcast. If you like what you heard, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to 5 Sports Now. Stay safe. God bless. See you soon. Go Canes, and congrats. 38-3, all right? Nice start to the season. Bye-bye, guys.